California and San Francisco Departments of Public Health and the CDC have confirmed that a recent case of COVID-19 among an individual in California was caused by the Omicron variant. Genomic sequencing was conducted at the University of California at San Francisco, and the sequence was confirmed at the CDC as being consistent with the Omicron variant. So I know there are a lot of questions, but here's what we know right now. The individual was a traveler who returned from South Africa on November the 22nd and tested positive on November the 29th. The individual is self-quarantining, and all close contacts have been contacted, and all close contacts thus far have tested negative. The individual was fully vaccinated and experienced mild symptoms, which are improving at this point. So this is the first confirmed case of COVID-19 caused by the Omicron variant detected in the United States.
About the Omicron variant B11529. But we're starting to learn some things, and by the end of this video, you'll learn the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to this virus. Welcome guys, I'm Dr. Mike Hansen, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand some important things about Omicron. With this virus, there is a fine line between overreacting and being too carefree, because it's still so new. How we react depends mainly on three things. One, the severity of COVID illness that it causes. Two, how easily it spreads, how contagious it is. And then three, if it's resistant to our vaccines, does it have vaccine escape? It's unlikely to have total resistance to the vaccines, but there is a good chance that it will lower the overall effectiveness. The answers are starting to trickle in, but it's going to take time to know for sure, and we're going to start to get real answers in the next few days to few weeks. Omicron could be really nasty, or it could be a false alarm.
Be honest with you. So today I want to take a few moments to talk about the new COVID variant, first identified last week in Southern Africa. It's called the Omicron. It is to their credit, the scientific community in South Africa quickly notified the world of the emergence of this new variant. This kind of transparency is to be encouraged and applauded because it increases our ability to respond quickly to any new threats. And that's exactly what we did. The very day the World Health Organization identified the new variant, I took immediate steps to restrict travel from countries in Southern Africa. But while we have that travel restrictions can slow the speed of Omicron, it cannot prevent it. But here's what it does. It gives us time. It gives us time to take more actions, to move quicker, to make sure people understand you have to get your vaccine. You have to get the shot. You have to get the booster. If you're sooner or later, we're going to see cases of this new variant here in the United States. We'll have to face this.
Teenagers and young adults have shown symptoms of heart problems after getting the COVID vaccine. According to the CDC, this condition occurs more often following the second dose and typically 4 days after vaccination. But despite these cases, medical experts continue to encourage young people to get vaccinated. They say it's still worth it.
Safety monitoring systems are out. They suggest that number of heart inflammation cases have been much higher than expected after the second dose of the Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said that comparatively more cases have occurred in young men aged between 16 to 24 years. It has added that more than half of the myocarditis or pericarditis cases, as reported by the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, were in people between this age bracket.
On social media, a lot of people are talking about a heart attack drug called trimethoprim, making three big claims: that it was added to the kids' Pfizer doses, that it wasn't tested on kids in the clinical trial but was still authorized by the FDA, and that it was added to counteract heart problems caused by the vaccine itself. So let's verify step by step with the help of our sources: the FDA, Pfizer documents, and a trio of infectious disease experts. Let's start with that first claim. Is trimethoprim in the children's Pfizer vaccine? That's verified.
The new formulation contains trimethoprim, which is known as TRIS buffer,
Buffers are added to help maintain a vaccine's pH level, which allows the vaccine to last longer. Which brings us to the second claim, and that's also verified by Pfizer itself. Our experts say that they switched from phosphate buffered saline, or PBS, to Tris because it has a longer shelf life. And we should note that it's already in many vaccines.
PBS is just saline and water. Tris Buffer adds another feature in terms of it being protective of the mRNA molecule.
So, yes, they tested one buffer and authorized another, but our experts are not too concerned.
Travel restriction, but that's not, I don't anticipate that at this point, and we'll see where that works. And so the other Alex doesn't have a heart attack, I want to call on him. And so the other Alex doesn't have a heart attack, I want to call on him.
And we'll see when that works. And so the other Alex doesn't have a heart attack, I want to call on him.
A Baker County high school senior is in the hospital after collapsing on the tennis courts.
Breaking new details on the deaths of a high school soccer player.
Finland, Denmark star man Christian Eriksen collapsing towards the end of the first half.
The Kennedy High community mourning tonight after one of their high school football players died.
A South Carolina high school football player has died after collapsing at football practice.
Star college basketball player collapsing on the court. We want to warn you, the video may be difficult to watch.
Florida Gators star Keontae Johnson collapsing during the game.
A West Catholic high school student has died after collapsing during a football scrimmage.
On mile 8, she suddenly felt fuzzy and blacked out.
17-year-old Ryan Jacobs' heart stopped.
Unexpectedly collapsed on the field. Megan went into cardiac arrest.
Collapsing during Friday night's football game.
The reason for his collapse is unknown.
The reason why Manny collapsed in the first place still isn't known.
So you might be wondering how someone in such great shape could suffer cardiac arrest.
It's a rare thing that happens.
Says the condition is rare. It's just one of those tragedies.
Did she have any signs
Nope.
before this race?
Absolutely not. She felt like she was in the best shape of her life.
That's incredible.
USC wants to attack, but you've got to be careful. He collapsed. He collapsed.
We have a player down.
Something happened to one of the referees.
Entonces quizás ha referido algún tipo de dolencia
We've had a heartbreaking situation here.
You have to get your vaccine.